operations or a manufacturing organization, they'll be just mere conversion of raw materials into goods and services is normal production. Basically, thought we have two classical and behavioral modeling. So in the classical, what we say that economic efficiency of overall production, effectiveness of an organization, that is scientific management, management and continuous planning, organizing, controlling, process management. Behavioral management, here the human relationship plays a vital role. Behavior scientists recognize that people are complete and have multiple needs, that the subordinate supervisory relationship directly affects productivity. The science which explored human behavior is affected by leadership, motivation, and communication, interpersonal relationship. So the attitudinal change will be there. The people will come out with some decision making, systematic management, and mathematical modeling. Because here, modeling means when you take any decision, compulsory, you have to concentrate more on these things. Like example, when you take any decision, we concentrate more on customer service and resource mobilization. That is effective utilization of resources. So these are the two things every time we have to look for, and some objectives of production management or producing the right kind of goods and services that satisfy customer needs. Maximizing output of goods and services within resource inputs, and ensuring that goods and services produced conform to pretest quality specifications. Minimizing the output time, it elapses in the conversion process by reducing the delays, wasting time, and idle time. Maximizing utilization of manpower, machines, capacity utilization, minimizing the cost of producing goods and rendering a service. The role of operation management is to create value added in the form of goods, services, transformations, continuous inputs into output as finished goods and services. So the activities is an operation can be divided into input, transformation, and output. All the three things, however you have in your production. So here we most concentrate on few management functions apart from planning, organizing, controlling. There is location of facilities, plant layouts, material handling, product design, process design, production planning, control, materials management, maintenance management. So location of facilities for operations is long-term capacity decision, which involves a long-term commitment of a geographical status factors. It deals with the questions such where our main operations should be, and based on the selection of key decision investment is made in building a plant investment. Plant layout and material handling. Plant layout reference to the physical arrangement of facilities. It is an of configuration of departments, work centers, equipment, and conversion process. The overall objective of the plant layout is designing the physical arrangement that meets the required quantity and quality for most economies. According to the James, plant layout is a plan for optimum arrangement. So material handling refers to the moving of materials from the storeroom into the machine and from one machine to the next during the process of manufacture. It is also defined as the art and science of moving, packing, and storing of products in any form. It is specialized activity for the modern manufacturing concern. So normally in the project design deals with conversion of ideas into reality. Every business organization have to design, develop, and introduce new product as survival and growth strategy. So developing the new products and launching them into the market is the biggest challenge faced by the organizations because of the entire process of need identification, physical manufacturers of product involves three functions: design, marketing, product development, and manufacturing. Process design is a macroscopic decision making of an overall process route of converting raw materials into finished goods. These decisions encompass the selection of process, choice of technology, process of flow of analysis, layout of facilities. So today we concentrate more on production planning and controlling. The production planning control can be defined as the process of planning the production in the advance, setting the exact route for each item, fixing the starting and finishing dates of each item, to give production orders to shops and to follow up in the according to the orders. The first plan your work, then work on your plan. Plan your work and then work on your main functions of production planning is controlling, that is planning, routing, scheduling, and dispatching. Planning is deciding in advance what to do, how to do it, when to do it, who is to do it. Planning bridges from where we are to where we want to go. So it may be possible for the things to occur would happen, not otherwise happen. Routing may be each part of the product will follow the transform raw materials to the finished goods. Routing determines the most advantageous path to be followed for department to department and machine to the machine till raw material gets its final shape. Scheduling determines the program for the operation. Scheduling may be defined as the fixation of time and date for each operation. So the follow-up will be there. Report daily progress of the work in each workshop and prescribed form pharma and investigate the costs. Routing and scheduling is the release of orders, instruction of stating of production of any item in an acceptance with the route sheet. So some schedule sheets will be there. Quality control. The quality may be defined as the system in that maintain the desired level of quality in product or service. Quality aims at prevention of defects at the source. So to reduce company costs through the reduction of losses, to achieve interchangeability of a manufacturer in the large scale, to produce optimal quality to reduce price, to ensure satisfaction of customers with production of services, with confidence and reputation of the manufacturer, to make inspection prompt to ensure quality control, to check the variation during manufacturing, to minimize material cost, to purchase, receive, transport, store materials efficiently, and to reduce the cost. To cut down cost through simplification, standardization, to trace new sources of supply, to develop cordial relations with them in order to ensure continuous supply to reasonable rates, to reduce investment tied in inventories for use in other productive purposes, to develop high inventory turnover. There is a maintenance management. Normally in industries with the equipment machinery, very important that the total product effect. Hence, it is very important that the plant machinery should be properly maintained to achieve minimum breakdown, to keep the plant in good working condition, low possible cost. So to keep up the machines, other facilities in such a condition that permits them to be used their optimal capacity without interruption. To ensure the availability of machines, buildings, and services required by other sections of factory. Performance of the functions at optimal returns of investment. Normal this production management and operation management's distinctive. The term production management is more used in the system and tangible when used, whereas operation management is frequently used various inputs transformed into intangible services. We would have perspective will certain service organizations, banks, airlines utilize this pollution control as supervisors, educational institutions, libraries, consumer firms and police department in addition to curbs the manufacturing. The second distinction relates to the evolution of the subject. Operation management is the term nowadays. Production management precedes operations in the historical growth of subject. So manufacturing as a competitive advantage because previously considered to be any other function in organization when demand is high and production capacity were inadequate. The concern for somehow master all inputs and use them to produce goods, which would be grabbed by the market. But today's scenario is contrast. Plants have access, capacities, competitions in mounting and firms look and gain competitive advantage to survive and succeed. And we have a competitive edge and firms intend to exploit the potential. Total quality management, TQM, time-based competition, business processing engineering, yesterday we have seen, just-in-time approach, focused factory, flexible systems, computer integrated manufacture, CIM, CAD, computer-aided designing. So virtual corporations are but some techniques which companies are employing to gain advantage. That is manufacturing. Service organizations. As we stated earlier, service sector is gaining great relevance these days. The production system therefore needs to be organized, keeping in mind peculiar requirements of the service component. The entire manufacturing needs to gear to serve intangible and perishable nature of the services, constant interaction with clients or customers. Some values of production to service local market need to local fill state to service local markets. Disappearance of smokestacks, labor legislation, environment movement, gradual emergence of knowledge-based organizations. Today's factories are aesthetically designed and built environmental friendly. There are homes away from homes. Going to a factory every day is no more a exhilarating experience like holidaying at a scenic spot. A visit to ABB entity Smith Line region would convince the reader about transformation that has taken place in wealth creation system. Small has become beautiful. It was Sham Chow who, in his famous book Small is Beautiful, opposed giant organization and increased specialization. He advocated instead of immediate technology based on smaller working units, community ownership, regional workspaces, utilizing the labor and resources. For him, small was beautiful. Businessmen all over the world does not believe in some sort of philosophy, but inspired by the economics, went into the huge organization and mass production. Recent trends in operation management, if you are looking to, it relates to the global competition and we have an impact. It has no manufacturing firms, but the recent trend says global marketplace, globalization, thanks to liberalization, privatization, and globalization, LPG has compelled many manufacturing organizations to operations in many countries where they have certain economic advantage. They are resourceful and low cost. Production operation strategy, more and more firms are recognizing importance of the strategy for the success of this organization. Total quality approach has been adapted by many firms to achieve customer satisfaction by never-ending quest, improving the quality of goods and services. Flexibility, the ability to adapt quickly to changes in volume of demand in the product mix demanded. In product design, delivery schedules became a major competitive strategy and competitive advantage. This sometimes called as agile manufacturing. Time reduction of manufacturing cycle time and speed to market for the new product provide competitive advantage of the firm. Technology. Advances in the technology has led to array of new products, new processing, and components, automation, computerization, information and communication has revolutionized the way the companies operate. Technological stages, changes in the product processes have a great impact on competitiveness and quality. If the advanced technology is carefully integrated into the systems, then every company is going to make an highlight of it. They will be in a profitable mode. The recent trend in assign responsibility for decision making and problem solving is lower levels in an organization. Example, the workers' involvement, the quality circles and use of work teams, the quality improvement teams, that is quality work life, re-engineering, breakthrough improvements in improving the performance of a firm. It involves the concept of clean state of product, stating the scratch and the redesigning the business process. Environmental issues have been set. They are more concerned with the pollution control, waste disposal, which are issues for protection of environment and social responsibility. There is an increase in emphasis of reduction waste, reducing waste, using like toxic chemicals, and using biodegradable for the packaging. See the consciousness of manufacturing institutions. Downsizing and right sizing has been forced on firms, said that this has become a necessary to do with competition, lowering productivity need for the improved profit, higher dividend payment to the shareholders because they are the investors where they just the people want their lean production systems, minimal amounts of resources, high volume of high quality goods with some variety. These systems use flexible manufacturing systems, multi-skilled force to have an advantage in the both the mass production and the job production. So here we have learned the operations management in need importance. In the next, we are going to concentrate more on production. Production, as we said, the operations come in the service sector and production comes in the manufacturing sector. The mining, growing of goods, bulk of trade is a method employed for making or providing essential goods and services for the consumers. Products puts intangible inputs, ideas, creativity, research, knowledge, wisdom into use into action. It is a way of transforming tangible inputs, raw materials, semi-finished goods, unassembled goods into the finished goods. That is tangible things. System is the arrangement of independent processes that are based on some logic and function. It operates as a whole as a design. Production system may be defined as methods, procedures, arrangements, which includes all the functions required to accumulate the inputs and reprocess the inputs and deliver the marketable output. Production system utilization, the materials, funds, infrastructure, labor, produce the required output in the goods. So inputs, normally they will be of raw materials, man hours, components, parts, drawings, infrastructure, paperwork, conversion process, supporting activities, planning, controlling, purchasing of raw material, receipts, storage, issue, materials, warehousing, quality. In output, you can see only finished goods, some parts, and services. So three components of production system. One is inputs, conversion, output. So inputs may be of men, material, machines, money, methods, management, processes, transformation process. and output will be the goods produced and sent. So there will be a control and feedback system. So tangible, intangible goods. In the types of production system, we have job shop, batch, mass, and continuous. So here in job shop is the production categorized by the manufacturing of one or few quantities of products designed and produced as the specification of customers. Job shop comprises general purpose machines arranged into different departments. Each job demands unique technological requirement, demands processing machines in certain sequence. Some advantages we have in a job shop: high variety of products, low volume, use of general purpose machines, as in case of flour mill. If we take 1 kg, 2 kg, and 5 kg of grains, and we get converted into flour, and the next time again another product will be used because it is a small. High variety of products in the low volumes can be high skill operation can take up this job, and large inventory of materials, tools, and products will be involved. Sequence of requirements, each product capacity, each work center, and order priority. Disadvantages: high cost due to the frequent setup changes, high level of inventory, production planning, larger space requirement. In advantages, because of general purpose of machines facilities, varieties of their operations will become more skilled and competent. Full potential of operators, opportunity exists for creative methods. Batch production. It is American Production Inventory Control Society in the form of manufacturing in which job passes through functional departments and lots of batches and different routing will be there. When there is a shorter production run-ups, conventions are flexible. So it is like batch production. Means a limited number of products produced in regular interval stock awaiting for the sales. So better utilization of plant and machinery, no changes will be there. Promotes functional specialization. Only one specialized. Cost per unit is lower compared to the job overproduction. Lower investment in the plant and machinery. Flexible to accommodate job satisfaction for the operators. Because just they are going to run up the same regular intervals will be. Some limitations we have, like material handling in the complex because of irregular and longer flows. Production planning and control is very complex. Work in process inventory is highly compared to continuous production. And cost will rise. Mass production is manufacturing of discrete parts assembles using a continuous process. It justifies the very large programs of production. Machines are arranged in a line or product layout and exist. All the outputs follow the same path. Standardize of product sequence, dedicated special purpose, higher production capacities, large products, shorter time, lower in process inventory, perfectly balanced flow of materials, components, parts in continuous. Production control is very easy. Material handling is completely automatic. Hence, it will be flowing. Advantage is higher rate of production, reduce cycle time, idle time will be less, capacity utilization to line balancing, less skilled workers because of automated machines. As in case of Coca-Cola, once we have studied in that, there we could see only few people are working in that, right from bottling, then filling, then packaging, or so much of automated. Only supervisors are planning like 5 to 6. A few people, that's all. The whole setup is automated. Continuous production. Limitations will be there. Breakdown of one machine will stop the entire product line because they are in the continuous line layout needs major change with the changes in product design. If there is a design, higher investment in the production facilities, cycle time is determined by the lowest of slowest operation. Is when one system is slow, everything will be slowed down. Continuous production, arranged in sequence of production, operations, first operation to the finished dedicated to plant equipment, zero flexibility, planning and scheduling in the route action, standardization of products, process sequence. Manpower is not required for material handling as it is completely automatic. Persons with limited skills can be used with this for this product line. Persons unit cost is lower due to high volume of production, flexible, very high investment for setting flow lines, product differentiation is limited. So we'll look into some operations, and there is a difference between a manufacturing and service sector. In the physical way, if you are going to view these operations and service, it provides physical durable products, it is tangible products. Service organization which produces all or intangible products or maybe perishable also. And here inventory should be the output, and here inventory cannot be the output cannot be invented. We cannot store. So it involves low customer contact, and here in service, customer without service, there is no service. It requires long response to meet the customer demand. It is a short response. It serves regional, national, even international. It serves only local market service. It requires larger facility, more automation, and there is no need of much facilities we can deal with. Quality can be easily measured, but here in service sector, we cannot measure this quality. Manufactured goods or output can be produced, stored, and transported. Here, in contrast, service cannot be produced. Most customers or manufactured products have little or no contact with the production system, but here in service organization have an active participation. While manufacturers generally have days or weeks to meet the customer demand, many services must be offered within minutes of customer arrival. Transportation often serves regional, national, and even international markets. Service cannot be shipped to distant locations. A manufacturing system tend to have tangible products and less customer contact. Quality is relatively easy to measure. Contrast the quality of service system, which is generally produces intangible harder to measure. We have one aspect, bills of materials is all materials and parts needed to complete a particular product. So in this production planning control, we were talking about plant location, facilities, the process of determining geographical site for a firm's operations. This has a direct bearing on the cost of inputs and capital expenditure too. Secondly, this decision is not easily reversible because asset specifically involved with the location for most of the manufacturing type organization. Hence, plant location is a key decision to profitability for an organization. An improper location of plant may lead to waste all the investment made in building, machinery, and equipment. Therefore, it is imperative to think long-term aspects because upon the anticipated future needs of organization, the whole exercise of plant location decision will identify an optimal location that will result in greatest advantage of the organization. Location decision as one determines geographical location where consideration of all the factors affecting delivered to the customer cost and to be manufactured with afford the company greatest advantage by virtue of its location. The strategic decision of determining a site, company's operations face not manufacturing concerns. Organizations like banks, hotels, primary schools, hospital, warehouses, they also look for a location, but they doesn't have any problems in the service. The need for selecting the suitable location when starting a new factory, capacities existing changes in the location of demand, changes in the places. Every year, thousands of new factories are being located with LPG's favorable site, and few states witness global giants such as Nokia, Motorola, Samsung, Ford, Hyundai prefer to locate their operations in Tamil Nadu only. There are some hotspots in global economic. China may get the status of manufacturing hub for the world with a few packets of few economic zones apart from new plants. Number of lands in expanding. In the booming economies for industrial activities, plant location decisions on basis. The location of business facilities has significant impact on the company's operation, being a critical and strategical decision. Regional factors, community factors, site factors, and final decision they are going to take. So, like site, the availability of required land, its price, suitability of purpose, easiness to dispose waste, topography of land, leveling cost, other needed infrastructure. And when you speak about urban versus rural, better infrastructure facilities, transportation, communication, nearer to the vast market, excellent sources of facilities, better housing, education, and recreation, high cost of lands, because in urban areas we have that is a disadvantage. Cost of labor is high, labor attrition is high, trade unions will be there existing, taxes are higher, municipal restrictions. In rural areas, some advantages like cheaper and ample land availability, labor rate cheaper, lesser attrition, never good industrial relations, scope of expansion, not much of pollution, lesser municipal restrictions, lesser transactions. The government inducement bounties are available. Infrastructure development are not comprehensive. Away from immediate market, less housing, outsourcing of facilities or less, uneven labor supply due to seasonal agri-related jobs opportunities. If you compare the locations like infrastructure facilities in urban and rural, in urban they are developed and in rural not developed. And related industries doesn't exist in the rural areas, and mostly in urban location we have proximity. And local markets, we don't have availability in the rural areas, but fairly high in urban areas. Cost of land may be cheaper comparatively with the urban. And adequacy of land, if you are going to limit availability in the urban, but we can procure in the rural areas. Labor difficult to be trained, but here trained labor easily we can tune up, and municipal amenities will not be there in the rural areas. And attrition levels of labor is high in case of urban, comparatively rural. Community services like availability, school recreation clubs in urban areas, and low in the or limited in the rural areas, and cost of living is high in urban areas comparatively with rural. Storage availability is not available. Even a farmer doesn't have a drying platform and a godown. So infrastructure like warehousing is very less comparatively with urban. Urban we have like warehousing facilities, godowns, storage rooms, and taxes comparatively higher. Facilities location is the process of determining a geographic site for a firm's operations. Managers of the both service manufacturing organizations have many factors assessing desirability. So they look for a location where uniformly availability of labor and transportation, at least a route should be there. In general, the location factors are dominant, but they are secondary because dominant factors derive from competitive priorities, pronouncing impact on sales and costs. Normally, urban areas are preferred more, and rural areas, outskirts are preferred because of favorable climate, proximity of markets, quality of life. These are the main reasons. Factors affecting the plant location. Raw material is the main, land is the main, plant utilities, labor, plant equipment, because we have to see the availability and transferability of it. Capitals like debit, equity potential, investors' perception. Yeah, most of maintenance we have to look into inventorying and subcontracting, space, climate, market distribution, transport taxes, community's attitude, community facilities, environment standards, political stability and situation. So we have some methods like evaluation of various sites, scheme for location choice. We have equal weights method, variable weights method, weight cum rating method, factor, point methods. So potential sites under consideration, we are going to give some factors, points to them, then sum up the rating. The highest rating will be preferred, and otherwise they look for costs of land, building labor, freight, forward and inward, power, water. Recent trends in the location of industries is priority of suburban areas because the government does not permit the establishment of new unit existing in city areas. So they are looking for suburban areas, development of notified backward areas. So nowadays, the backward areas, different types of incentives like cash subsidy, tax relief, financial assistance with low interest, cheaper land and power supply, establishment of specialized industrial estates like special economic zones, state development corporation, industrial estates, private entrepreneurs like chambers of commerce, some estates they have been developed by them, decentralization of industries, units are prevented through licensing policy, increase the role played by the governments, like they have been giving subsidies, and some methods influencing the location decision in recent times. Competition between government and institutions. So few costs like overhead costs, handling cost, intermediate and process in which raw materials are converted into components or the parts of for stock. So general term for the process of producing or assembling goods by hands or machines for sale to others is called as manufacturing. Operation cost of a business enterprise, which cannot be directly traced to a particular unit of a product. That is overhead cost. Handling cost, cost of carrying materials or storage costs. So plant layouts. Plant layout is one of the important aspects for the new industrial establishment after deciding the location of the plant. Because once you have located, now the plant layout should be made. It deals with the allocation of available space for activities connected. with conversion of proposed by the plant with a view enabling the plant function. So it is called as termed as facilities layout or factory layout. These equipment, machineries, and other services required by the company. So where should be there should be like arrangement of plant facilities, retail store layout. So it is like physical arrangement of economic activities centers. For example, a workman group of workers, machine workstation, department, staircase, file and canteen, vehicle parking shed, so on. So it implies physical arrangements of machines and equipment. Generally, following areas are earmarked within the space, like office area, plant area, technical service area, personal area. In the personal area, we have parking area, gatekeepers, office, canteen, restroom, toilets, recreation rooms like that. But technical services area, storeroom, tools room, inspection department, powerhouse, compressor, utility, shipping department. In the plant area, the production and service department. And office area will be mostly for covering administrative department. Few definitions of plant layout. The plant layout is a design, physical arrangement that most economic meets the required output quality and quality. Or it involves allocation of space and arrangements of equipments in such a manner that overall operation costs are minimized. Layout of a plant is an expensive affair due to care in required installation of plants and equipment. Management must be remember the plant layout is not an end by itself, but it means we achieve a smooth flow of materials, sound layout, steady uninterrupted flow of work, absence of congested traffic, full utilization of capacity, easy control of production, effective supervision, low cost of manufacture. While designing a layout of a plant, the following principles should be keep in mind. Principle of minimum movement as far as possible materials. Principle of space, principle of safety, principle of flexibility, principle of independence, overall integration, minimum investment. So normally objectives are increased turnover, fewer production delays, greater utilization, minimum capital investment, full utilization of ore and cubic space, reduced inventory in process, no congestion, no confusion, easily adjustment, changing conditions, easier, better supervision, satisfaction and safety of workers. These are minimum objectives. So if you want to determine a plant layout, some factors will be influencing it, like materials, because how to store, where to store, either it is liquid, seasonal, market conditions, specialization, or like products, they are fixed, storage, handling of those products, sizes, place, machinery, the size, type of machinery, type of industries, synthetic, analytical, extractive. Some policies, if you want to have a good, well-designed plant layout, one thing should be kept in clear, that is safe, neat, clean, comfortable, less amount work in process, no traffic, better utilization of space, short material flow, steady and smooth flow, absence of bottlenecks, all machines loaded according to capacity, less handling of skilled workers, easy supervise and control. Advantages if you have a good plant layout. Lesser materials handling will be needed. Materials with move shorter distances from each time moved. Improved, better located employee services, adequate storage. Manufacturing unit cost will be lower. Maintenance cost will be lower. There will be same power load. There will be no spoilage and scrap. Higher wages if possible because no wastage. Number of accidents would be reduced. Fire hazards will be eliminated. Floor congestion, time lag between processing and successive operations. Total time in process will be less. Motion time study work will be facilitated. Fewer expedites, fewer inspections, production control, receiving, shipping, supervisor's burden will be lightened. Work in process, plant and equipment obsolescence, plant will be better able to operate, idle time will be less, skilled persons, waste space will be eliminated. So this is how a good layout of an plant will be profitable, that is advantageous. If we look for the plant, we have materials flow, the quality of product incurring less cost in production, and the activity will be the planning, setting up goals, indicating sources of finance, scheduling them, purchasing and procurement, vendor selection, vendor contract, inspection and quality control, confirming the quality, determining the inventories, maintenance upkeep, controlling flows and distribution shipments. The aim of this organization is to manage 5 M's: men, machines, money, methods, and materials. These 5 M's, we have to focus main on materials. If you have access proper control over materials, then you have to take care of material flow, information flow. So first, suppliers, finally the suppliers, then go for ordering the raw materials. It reaches manufacturers out. Manufacturers will be keeping those raw material in warehouses. Then they will be doing production. After that, again to the distribution centers, transporters, retailers, and customer end users. So material flow, information flow should be done simultaneously. So plant layouts are designed after selection of plant location. Various principal objectives determine the plant layout. The unit explains the characteristics, symptoms. Good plant layout, what we have seen. So here, materials, a system of calculating materials and components needed to manufacturing a product is MRP1. And material requirement planning, that is called one MRP1, that is requirements of materials. Then MRP2 also we have materials resource planning, MRP2. So we have few plant layout types like manufacturing units, traders, and service establishments. So manufacturer unit types, they use of 4 types: combined, fixed, process, functional, layout. So in the line layout, the machines and equipment are arranged on line depending on sequence of operation required for the product. So first let example, if you are going to take the line layout of two products, product A will be lathe, then drill, grinder, assembly, paint shop. Product B, planner, grinder, miller, lathe, and welding. So the layout may change for each and every product, but they have the sequence. Line layout of two products you have seen. Low cost material handling, smooth interrupted, continuous workflow. lesser investment. Disadvantage is high capital investment because we have to purpose of using machines in a line only. So functional layout, machines performing drilling are arranged in the drilling department, machines performing casting operation grouped in the casting department. Therefore, the machine installed in the plants which follow the process layout, such as drilling department, milling department, welding, heating, painting departments. So this is function flow. So we have the departments, drilling, planning, grinding, milling, welding, and assembling. When the sequence of flow materials from drilling to planning, planning to milling, milling to welding, welding to grinding and assembling. So this process showing movement of products. So some time gap, frequent inspection should be done, and results is costly in supervision. Products are not standardized. Quality produced is very small quantity. There is a frequent changes in design. Job shop type of work is done. Fixed layout. Equipment labor components are not moved to other location. Type of layout is relevant with small scale entrepreneur. Shipping, building on and finished goods, materials, labor components, fixed position. It saves time. Layout is flexible. More economical. Adjustments can be made. And disadvantage is we cannot move anywhere. Very long, very large space needed. Several operations carried out simultaneously, therefore, there is possibility of confusion. Fixed layout is followed in the following conditions like bulky, heavy products, locomotive shapes, boilers, generators, wagon building, aircraft manufacturing, hospitals, the machines, doctors, and nurse taking into patient product, construction for building, flyovers, dams. This comes under this. We have another is combined layout. In this combined layout, units may require their process, namely intermittent job shops, continuous process, mass production. This is combined in most industries only product layout, process layout, fixed layout does not exist. The manufacturing concerns where several products are produced in repeated numbers with no likelihood of continuous production. Combined layout is followed. Generally, a combination of product and process layout or other combinations are found in practice. Industries involved in fabrication of product, assembling, fabrication process while assembling areas employ product layout. Example, if you are going to take the soap manufacturing plant, machinery, soap is arranged in the product line simple, but ancillary services like heating, manufacturing, glycerin, powerhouse, weight treatment are arranged on functional basis. So it will be the combined layout. So less subcontracted industries is a small industry with high R&D content and retail store layout and manufacturing assembly is combined. Newer flexible manufacturing system, group technology, flexibility may be due to inherent mixing of advantages. Last one is traders. When two outlets carry almost the same mercantile, customers usually buy in one of appealing to them. The customer are attracted, kept it at a good layout, good lighting, attractive covers, good ventilation, air condition, modern design, arrangement, and even a music. All things mean customer convenience, customers appeal, greater business volumes. Customer is always impressed by the service, efficiency, and quality. The layout is essential. Handling merchandise, which is arranged per space, available type, and magnitude. Self-service, modified service, full service, special layouts. Self-service cut down the sales clerk's time, allow customer to select the merchandise for themselves. Customer should be led through the store in a way which expose much display stores, necessities of convenience goods should be placed in the rear of the use of color lighting. Very important to direct the attention. Interior displays more straightly. All operations are not self-service. Certain specialty of enterprises sell to fewer customers, high-priced products, apparel, office, sporting, fashion, hardware, shoe, jewelry, luggage, accessories, furnitures, appliances are all examples of products that require time, personal attention to be sold. These full service layouts should provide an area equipment necessary in such cases. Some layouts depend strictly on type of specialty stores, TV repair shops, soft ice cream, drive-in, soft drink stalls, tea stalls are all example of business special design. Good retail outlet should be the one which saves rent, time, and labor. Service centers and establishments such as motels, hotels, restaurants must give due attention to client convenience, quality of service, efficiency in delivering services, pleasing office ambience, efficiency in delivering services. Today's environment needs it. Clients look for ease approaching different departments of service, as the layout should be designed in a fashion which allows clients quick, convenient access to the facilities offered by service establishment. Some techniques of designing layouts. Various techniques we have developed designing product layout. Typically, one worker operates each machine, performing repetitive tasks. No inventory is required between workstation, hence the line is only as fast as slowest workstation. In other words, slowest machine take 2 minutes per unit. The entire line's fastest output is 1 unit every 2 minutes. Therefore, the balancing needs to be done. Calculation, cycle times, proceedings, individual work. Designing the process layout. Related machines are grouped into subunits, department concepts. Relative location, absolute location are studied. Based on this data gathered on blockchain is developed best satisfied performance, criteria and requirements. This is mostly done by trial and error method, a detailed layout to be designated on the various block plans. A number of different procedures have been developed to aid the facilities planning and designing layouts. These procedures can be classified into categories. New layout from scratch, improvement procedures, systematic layout approaches, systematic layout planning, steepest descent search method, crafting, some of them are craft, computerized relative allocation of facilities techniques, core lab, computerized relationship layout planning, automated layout design programs, computer-aided layout design software. Two basic types of programs among computer-aided facilities. One is improved program. Kind of program starts with a feasible solution, initial layout, then try to make some better solution. Inputs from the chart, example, multiple line block plan. And we have usual quantitative flow inputs, relationship sorts are used, shape and SPS. So in this plant layout, we have seen plant design, we have seen process layout, product layout, group technology, which is having similarities with geometry manufacturing processes. Now we'll have few minutes looking on materials handling. Materials handling is defined as a Compton interactive encyclopedia. The movement of materials, semi-finished or finished goods, various traders to the production and warehousing is called materials handling. One of the definitions the American Materials Handling Society is material handling is the art involving the moving, packaging, and storage of substances. So materials handling and logistics are expensive, which comprise 10 to 80% of product cost. Manufacturing plans to the customer's accounts, 25% of product cost. Internal to the plants, more than 90%. Materials handling is one of the most critical activities taking place in an organization. Large portions of total business expense of a company. Minimize cost of handling, minimize delays, increase in product capacity, safety in material handling, maximum utilization of materials, prevention of damages, lower interest in the process inventories. The principles we have orientation principle, planning principle, system principle, unit load principle, space, ergonomic principle, energy principle. So we'll see selection of material handling equipment. Properties of materials, whether it is solid, liquid, gas, or in what shape, size, and weight, important consideration can already lead to preliminary elimination. So the class is up to 5:30 it seems. Shall we continue? Anyone? Am I audible? Can we continue or this is the end? Okay, we'll continue. In the process of selection of materials handling equipment, the properties of materials, whether it is solid, liquid, as we said. If a material is fragile, this will imply that certain handling methods, containers will be preferable to others. Layout and characteristics of building. Another restricting factor is the availability of space for handling, low level seeing, prelude use of hosts, presence of supporting material handling size, production flow, cost considerations, nature of operations, engineering factors like flow, ceiling, dimension, floor space, floor conditions, equipment, reliability, supplier reputation, after sales services are very important in this. Advantages of good material handling is prevents workspace accidents, improves employee satisfaction, increases productivity and efficiency, saves your money, maximizes space, improved customer service, decrease in product damage, requiring staff to lift and transport goods manually increases the risk and product damage. And an examples of such equipment would be forklifts that are meant to lift the heavy material, protecting from accidental drops and damage. So material handling equipments are used for movement, storage, control, protection of materials, goods, and products throughout the process of manufacturing, distribution, consumption, and distribution. Based on the movement of equipment, based on utility of the equipment, the fixed path equipments like conveyors, monorail devices, fully drive equipment, slight variation in categories, overhead cranes, and heavy bulky raw material stacking and all, palletizing, and variable paths equipments like trucks, forklifts, mobile cranes, industrial tractors. And transporting equipments are mostly used like conveyors, cranes, industrial trucks, positioning equipments, handling and transporting, positioning very difficult, unit load formation equipment, storage equipments, identification and control equipments. So conveyors will be wheel and screw type conveyor, they will be continuing moving, or belt and roller type conveyors will be there. Industrial trucks, hand trucks and side loaders, pallet trucks, order pickers, small one, platform, fork trucks, cranes and hoists, and we have zip, that is on the top they will be using zip, and bridge canes also we have, or chain and electric hoists, and a pallet and skids, deckboard will be there, stringer will be there, containers, slip and cottons, small cottons are used, cotton, and we have storage handling equipment like drawers, bins, shelves, mezzanines, refer to indoor platform that creates storage area, racks, sliding racks, drive-in, drive-through racks, pallet racks, pushback racks, equipments like store pallets, fragile equipment. Many types of robots exist, various in sizes. They can perform hostile environment, unhealthy conditions of care, or dust tasks, repetitive movement of heavy materials, engineered and automated systems like AMRs, autonomous mobile robots, automated storage and review systems, guided vehicles, automated guided vehicles we have. So we have materials handling labor and direct labor handling. Some guidelines we have utilization as material handling adds on value but increases production cycle. Eliminate handling wherever possible. Ideally, there should be any handling at all. Sequence the operations in logical manner so that handling is unidirectional and smooth. Use gravity wherever possible as it results in conservation of power and fuel. Standardize the handling equipment to the extent possible as it means interchangeable usage. Install a regular preventive maintenance program for a material selection. Weight of unit load, work study aspects, non-productive operations, location of stores, application of war techniques, avoid wasteful movements, ensure proper combination through judicious plan. One of so tomorrow class or any in the next week we'll cover a few interesting topics like quantity, cost, time, like production system, customer linkage system, that is production planning and controlling. We are going to see because production planning is needed, and that is called PPC, production planning and controlling. First, we'll see production planning, then we are going to see the controlling need for it. types of levels of production planning, and at each level, which type of planning will be done, why production plan control is needed, and we can see some production control versus the production planning. What is the difference? Some differentiation we are going to see. And we are going to see all the three like production planning and controlling, and what are their objectives and how they function in an industry. So that part will be covering in the next class. So I hope if you have any queries, you can put in the chat box, or in the next class you can come back with a few doubts so that we can clear up, because understanding and the feedback of the session is needed. So I'm signing off. Thank you very much for patiently listening to this.